you sure I ain't gotta say much? You know what I got on my mind. Hit every inch of my heart like an overdose. I guess a shot in the dark ain't impossible. And now I'm wrapped in your arms, baby, hold me close. Don't you let me go, let me go. I never thought this could be real. They don't know what I do. Just heaven right beside you. And I'll never know how good it feels. Cause they don't feel what I do. How the hell did I find you? I never thought this could be real. They don't know what I do. Just heaven right beside you. And I'll never know how good it feels. Cause they don't feel what I do. How the hell did I find you? It's heaven right beside you. Baby, have I told you that even when
I like it.
It's a vibe.
Daddy likey.
It's a vibe.
Georgia Koo. What a name. I don't even remember that name.
Mm-mm.
Namaste, fellow waves. In the ocean of loving consciousness, collective memoria, embers, waves, embers, we're everything out here. Welcome into the stream. Welcome back, our boy, somebody like you, Ben Myers. Back on a regular stream week of 4 in a row. Very excited about that. And we got the bionic shoulder himself, Corey Katina, in the house, ready to troll the world with the Vegas Golden Knights winning and troll the Leafs fans if Marner wins a cup. Great to have you here, brother. Namaste. We are one. What's going on, Benjamin?
Not much, brother. No, well, I can't say not much. We had a fire recording today of a podcast. Super excited with where things are going. And what I'm going to say is I'm super excited for the stream for a bunch of reasons. But Sunday is one of those days I like to set intentions. And I have things in mind that I just hope people resonate with on the stream and helps them put last week to bed and start transitioning with intentionality into the upcoming week and kind of creating the narrative and stories in our mind of what we're all looking to kind of tap into. And I want that to be shared with everybody because sharing that with the consciousness of all speaks it into existence. So that's what I'm excited for. What about yourself? What's been going on? What's new in your life? What are you excited about? Talk to me, brother.
I am just vibing out here in the love and light. I'm feeling very at peace. I'm feeling like I just don't got to do anything. It all just freaking happens by itself. It's getting a little freaky, but I also like it. I've got my teachings down to a 3-page now that I'm going with, and I'm very much enjoying that. So just trying to catch myself. The Phantom continually is trying to weasel his way back in there, get to see the table, and I'm just continually pulling that thing out from under his butt and vibing with that. So I'm feeling very calm, and also I need an early bedtime tonight. The Meat Monkey spacesuit is a little tired.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Interesting when you talk about the Phantom, right? The Phantom self there. When you say you find him trying to weasel his way back in and stuff like that, what's something you do? Not to override him, not to silence him or it or whatever you want to call it. What's something you do that helps you have a healthy relationship and understand what it is doing, where it's showing up, and what's that look like for you?
It's getting pretty minimalistic now. It is on this document the only thing, which is actually a non-practice. It's not a practice to do. It is a non-practice. It is to just rest as this sense that I am, that I exist, and then asking this question floats up, and that is, what is this I amness appearing in? And there's no answer to that question, and just resting in that space between. That is the entirety of the non-practice at the moment for me personally. But what about you, brother? When I know, as people have heard in the past, this guy calls his ego Hollywood and the higher self Broadway, which I think is beautiful. What do you do, fellow soul?
Before I get to that, I want to touch on what Corey just said. I want to welcome in Sherry.
Sorry. Namaste, Shar.
Yeah, no. I love the question.
She's going in and out tonight. She's going in and out tonight. She said.
I saw Corey kind of share that was a tough end of the last week, so I wanted to make sure to set some time aside to come in here and just chill. Corey, I'm so happy you're in here with us, my friend, and hopefully you can just let it breathe, let it relax, and hear a couple of dudes chat about love, light, life, and a bunch of other stuff, and kind of hang out. And hopefully, with what this theme of this, this live is going to be, is we're going to help set ourselves up for success, quote unquote success, for this next week, and some intentionality. So I just want to thank you for sharing that, brother. For me, like I said, the egoic self that jumps in, I call Hollywood, because it's big star action, has to be the center of attention. It's in it for itself. It wants as much money. It wants as much sex. It wants as much rock and roll. It wants as much as everything it can get. And it wants to be known as the biggest, the baddest motherfucker in the room at all times, or the most enlightened person in the room at all times, or the friendliest, or the kindest, or the whatever. So I call that Hollywood, because you might as well just put it on a movie and watch, because it's giant. You talk about when you used to go into movie theaters, you were engulfed in it. That's how I think about my ego. My aligned self, I call Broadway, because there's this art form to a Broadway show. Still a show, but you're aware you're at the theater. You know that they're live people doing the show, and you're almost rooting for them. You feel the energy exchange inside of that energy container in that arena in the theater, and there's just much more of like a purity to it. So when I'm not saying good things are Broadway, bad things are Hollywood, I'm just saying when things I feel are working for me, no matter what they are, I know that's Broadway. Corey Sharon, waiting on the imaging, but there's some concern. I tore my bicep at PT. Brother,
I was wondering what, because Corey Katina is usually pretty dialed in, pretty on a positive wave. So, brother, that makes a lot of sense. So please get those fingers as much as you're able to with your injuries, telling us what's going on. But dude, I just saw Logan Paul tear his tricep right off the bone. You already got your shoulder being reconstructed, and now doing PT early on, you've torn the bicep, dude. That is tough one as far as the Meat Monkey spacesuit's concerned.
I know. What the first thing goes into my head, I'm like, they have you like curling hundreds with your bicep or something like that. That's so, I'm going to use the word interesting very obviously loosely here, but brother, I hope you're able to get your rest. Not just your body, obviously take care of your body, but settling in, watching the thoughts, the mind, because like you said, waiting on imaging and test in no matter what capacity can spike a lot of thoughts and anxieties and stuff like that. Do our best to exhale longer than we inhale. Watch the thoughts as they go. And just happy to have you here, man. Keeping you in my thoughts, sending you positive energy, all that love.
I just caught myself wanting to just give solutions. So this is what the ego does, right, people? I remember in my past relationship, it got to the point where it was like, all right, women just want you to listen sometimes, right? And I didn't get that in my ego-ness, but I had to really work at, okay, I've let you go. Did you get all that out? Did you get all that expression out? And then ask, do you want comfort or solutions? And the answers was usually comfort, and sitting with, but sometimes it was the solution. But I just for everybody, just constantly watching the Phantom, I call it, Hollywood, what Ben calls it, doing its thing. Definitely just saw that come up. So Corey saying to replace the shoulder, they've had to do some things to their bicep to get the pieces in, and soup, that's always a concern post-surgery. Oh, okay. And that's always so they had to go in and weasel around in there, and it could have weakened the bicep. That makes more sense. It's a complication, not them rushing you through PT. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You raise a good point too. It's tough because whether it be the male mind, whatever it is, it's solutions focused, and that can be very good in survival situations, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to the emotional world, right? And this is like, although it's very physical with what Can they repair and rehab both at once? Dana says, welcome in, Dana.
Yeah, Big D.
It's really tough not to be like, hey, I know somebody who did this. This is what they do. This is what they did. This has helped them. It's remembering it's for me. I'm talking to me because in a relationship, I also actively work through not being solution first, support second. It's that, hey, I think of you, I hold you, I support you. Let me know the best way to support you from where I am. And if you are looking for suggestions or solutions or my personal input on maybe any of my experiences, I'm happy to share. But I don't know about you. Do you feel like sometimes it feels like if I don't give solutions, I feel worthless in the situation?
The ego does.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. It always wants to be the center of attention. It wants to be the protagonist of its own dissolution. All the bells and whistles when it doesn't even exist. So I couldn't agree more with you, brother. And that's why we continue to work at awareness to be able to answer that in the moment, and not because I used to say, yeah, I don't feel good. No, wait, no, that was my ego. And now it's just straight to the ego answer, right? And that's what we're constantly working at. One quick thing to D-Legend. D-Legend in Instagram. We're going to get to your comment here in a moment. Let's just finish up with Corey here talking about this. So Dana asks, can they repair and rehab both at once? Corey says, the frustrating part is on previous surgeries, I've always pushed harder than I should after. And then this time I tried to be over cautious, and now this will depend on severity of whatever they find. Dude, this one right here. That's the mind playing some games, eh, Ben?
Yeah. And it's funny because you try to like reason with it, you try to logic your way out of it. It's like, I knew the old way used to be the good way, and this and that, they told me this, and now look, I take it cautious. And that's the mind being like, hey, everything happens for us. This is a training. But when I say that, right, I know you said it's been a tough week. You're in a place where you're still thinking and feeling those feelings. At some point, we can welcome in it's happening for us. But right now, if it feels like it's punching you straight where you don't want to get punched, honor it. It's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel like you're frustrated, you're upset, you're annoyed, you're angry. That's okay. They are part of the human experience, my friend. And what we can hopefully start to do, if you receive it on this stream, is start to just take one minute step in the other direction of setting in the intention of how are we going to show up this week, with physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That's what we're going to do. I think we're just going to wait for some people to filter in here as we get started, and then we'll get things moving, because this is going to be a community-centered stream today.
Dana's feeling into it. I'm the worst. I'm always trying to find solutions. Well, that's the firefighter Dana, right? I think it came from what that's what I did. People had problems, I called 911 and solved them. It takes everything I have to listen to fix, not listen to fix. Amen, brother. And I'm sure your wife, who you had a lot of space from when she was a flight attendant and you were working, and now you guys have had to work at, cohabitating and being around each other more. I'm sure that's been a big one, brother, as I was talking about with my past relationship. So, dude, us men can resonate with that shit big time. Oh, Corey's resonating with what you're saying, Ben.
Ben, absolutely. And that's where I knew this was a good way to end to start the week, to reset. Brother, that's you following that intuition of yours. I have to put my stuff on Do Not Disturb. I get distracted here. What happens is our intuition starts kicking up like, hey, I know I've had a week, and I know there's this place that I can go to that just lets me kind of disconnect, but weirdly connect deeper into the aligned version of myself that I really like to have come through. So appreciate you being here, sharing and sparking this in this conversation, because a lot of people don't understand this feeling.
Well, I think Ben was tapping into the field, because today we were on our call. He's like, yo, we should get the community really going tonight and talking about setting intentions a week. And Corey literally was coming into the stream for that. So that is super beautiful. So let's dip out 1 second for it, because we got an interesting comment from D Legend, a guy who's brought some different energy to me in the past. I respect and honor his journey. I made a post today, Ben, about, just from background, Lou Lamoriello, GM of the Islanders, Leafs, Devils, Larry, legendary guy, but he had a rule in his team. Everybody has short haircuts, and you shave your face every day coming in, clean shaven. And obviously that creates problems with folks that have backgrounds where a beard is traditional, a turban, dreadlocks, whatever it is. And there are multiple players, even white guys who like to have long hair, had to cut it. And D Legend, who is a Christian fellow wave, has come at me for not being about love and light when I criticized Radko Gudas, the player on the ice. But tonight he came in. No, hey, how are you, D Legend? But namaste, brother. We are one. God bless you and yours. He goes, there's nothing wrong with Lou's no facial hair policy. It's like having a real job that has policies in a handbook you have to abide by. Technically, hockey players are employees of the NHL. What do you think about that, Benjamin?
I think that's a solid perspective. I'm not one to tell another man his perspective is right or wrong. But I think that also comes into being an employee of the NHL. If that was the NHL's guidelines, that'd be one thing. If you're asking for my personal opinion, I'm a grown-ass man. You can't tell me what I can and can't do with my body, my facial hair, or whatever it may be. Yeah. If I'm treating people with respect, if I'm showing up and practicing my ass off day in, day out, showing up. And I understand the whole, like, you want to have a uniform look. You want this sense of togetherness. And I understand if there's like maybe a dress code, but what I can do, yeah, Corey, Yankees had a similar policy. I think there's just a lot of like treat men and women like adults. And obviously if there's other places, but I can understand it's a hot take from someone who I think sounds like they just like the world of hot takes. And I respect that. I love conversational pieces. That's my 2 cents on it is I'm a grown ass man. You can't tell me what I can and can't do with my face.
Yeah, it's funny. We really like to tell women what they can do with their bodies in this day and age, which, think that wouldn't be happening in 2026. But here's an opportunity where men are policing men's bodies. So I think you said, D Legend, that in policing there's standards, right? Well, actually, I'm pretty sure now in policing and such that there are exceptions for, say, a Sikh man wearing a beard, having a beard, wearing a turban, all those things. So it's actually been inclusive of a space and accommodating. And Lou was not one of those people. He speaks about that he's never written a rule down, and people talk about he has all these rules. And it's like, well, Lou, your intention can be great. And this was my piece in the video. Your intention can be wonderful for this to be a camaraderie thing, a bonding thing. But just because your intention is good does not mean it causes harm or distress or anxiety for Anthony Duclair, who definitely had the dreadlocks going and had to cut them off. Those take a long time to grow. That's a very a part of his identity, part of his culture. Maybe he's into Rastafarian culture. It's just something that I think we need to just step back from and look at the big picture, that it really doesn't matter. So I totally respect your lived experience, D Legend. That's your take. And that's why I put them out there, because I want people to converse and talk about it. And I think it only brings us closer together to have these conversations. So respect your opinion, brother. Agree to disagree. And there we go. Thank you, D Legend, for stopping in. Namaste. God bless, brother.
One last thing. First, I want to say hello to LA. So good to hear from you. Last thing on that topic is question for you. If you're a high performing athlete, right? There's a lot of aura that comes along with that. There's a lot of things. I am who I am. I got here by the way I got here. So if I'm a coach and I'm going in, once again, maybe this is just my coaching philosophy. Am I going to take away a person's identity? What got them here, where they feel good, they show up, they feel good, they look good, they play good, they act, like all of the stuff. I'm telling you right now, if it's me and I show up and I have a shaved beard and stuff, and I look in the mirror, I'm not showing up confident. I'm not showing up feeling like the authentic version of me. So for me, you're not going to get the best out of me because I'm not feeling true to myself. Once again, I respect that's his, whatever, that's his policy, but it's not for me. I want if I'm a coach, I want my players showing up with respect. I want my players showing up, treating others the way I would want to be treated, the way you should treat others. I want people showing up as uniquely them, celebrating them on and off the ice.
Couldn't agree more, brother. And that's what it's all about. I think different religious backgrounds can factor into how people view things like this. I mean, with what I'm of experiencing. It's like we are a literal, unique, beyond belief incarnation of consciousness that could never be repeated because it wouldn't relive the same thing twice. That's redundant. So I really just want people to follow their path, and D Legend's following his path talking about it. So D Legend says Yankees do it too. It's tradition, and putting on that Yankee jersey, you know what you sign up for. It's the look that makes known you're a Yankee. Hey, so you focus on that side more, D Legend, and that's your right, brother, and I don't. Then we got Dana saying, I agree with what D said. I'm assuming D Legend. However, many cups has Lou lost because players chose not to play for him due to the team rules. That worked in the past, and it doesn't work in a modern workplace. Even police and fire have relaxed standards to be more inclusive. I'd have to agree with you there, Dana. I think you're tapping into some honest realities there. Corey Katina is a team setting standards. It's a team setting standards to me. It's no different than dress code. I feel for rumored who have no control over the team you end up on. But if you sign there as a free agent, you know what you're getting into by signing there. So, yeah, so I agree. I think we're all just talking about it from different perspectives. The place I come at it only from is the inclusivity aspect and respecting people's backgrounds, traditions, and cultures. I don't think Lou would like if somebody showed up to his family Italian dinner and, I don't know, put down a big vegan platter from Ethiopian cultured food and said everybody has to eat this. I don't think that would go very well personally. But, you know, you can draw all these comparisons. That's not a workplace. You signed up for this. No. I get that. We're coming at it from different places, and we're probably not going to get too far with that.
We don't have to.
Yeah, we don't. We don't have to get to anywhere. And this is Corey. That's coming some with the full beard. Yeah. There you go. Totally your background and your experience there, Corey. Namaste, Curtis and Ben. Namaste, Ben Laguerre, too. He's always going to tap in when Ben, somebody like you's around. Love to see that. Ben Laguerre, we're setting intentions for this week, brother. That's what Ben 1. I'm going to call Ben somebody like you, Ben 1. You're Ben 2. Ben 1 really wanted to set that intention, and we had Corey Katina come in, who's having an interesting week. Start off with his recovery from shoulder surgery. So, Ben, do you have an intention this week, brother? How about you start us off?
My intention for this week. So last week, I like to review the week prior, kind of recognize some patterns that kind of popped up. Good and observably good and bad. So last week, I saw a lot of fear pop up in future projects and a lot of things just surrounding that. There was a lot of I could feel it. I observed it, but it was something that I wanted to feel more settled in with and not have it run the show as much. So I journaled about it. I did all the things. So this week, I don't want to eliminate the fear because that's not in a relationship with it. That's thinking I can control fear, and that's fear running the show. It's the fear of fear. So this week, I just want to observe it, recognize when it's present, smile into it, almost give it a high five, a pat on the ass, and be like, brother, we got this week, man. We're good. Because the thing about fear is I'm good when I know it's present. When I don't know it's present and it's kind of steering the ship, I go into a lot of old patterns. So maybe this week my intention is just picking up a little bit earlier when those fears enter the chat a little bit, and then taking 3 deep breaths, extended exhales, and then reassuring myself that everything's going to be okay. So this week, I'm looking to work on maybe a relationship with fear and some patterns from years past.
Very nice, brother. Very nice. And speaking about entering the chat in the complete opposite way, not from fear, Lisa Jude is here. Namaste, Lisa Jude. We are one, and Lynn's, I'm sure, is somewhere behind her. They went to a lacrosse game today. I think Lynn's did. But Ben, I want to share a little side note here is that on Wednesday, Lynn's and Lisa, the OGs of the stream, been here like every single day unless there's an attack game or something. They decided to just sit out back for the night in presence with each other in their garden.
Hell yeah.
I messaged them just to check in to make sure everything's okay because we usually hear like a reason why. And she said, oh, thanks for checking in. We just felt like just sitting in presence with each other and being really at home and vibing. And I was like, damn, that is powerful. I was like, if you feel comfortable, please share in the stream because like that's what it's really all about, people. This stream is never going to be a place I need you to come live and stay. I want you to come vibe with the love and light, and carry that flame, carry that love and light back to your life. And we're always here, arms open, but that's ultimately practice. I want everybody to be like in a place where you don't feel dependent on anything in life. You just want to be in that divinely present moment. So I thought that was extremely powerful. I wanted to share that briefly. And Light and Erica, namaste. We are one girl. And there's Lynn's ciao ciao. What do you think about that, Ben? That's pretty dope, eh?
That is so dope. So dope. Anytime you have when the weather is beautiful, you got to take advantage. It's that level of presence, right? And before I swing it to you, what I want to do is I want to ask people in the chat, as Gabes is going to answer this. What are some patterns we picked up on last week that maybe on Sunday we are now more aware of than we were on Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday? So in the chat, if you can, pick up some patterns you noticed from this last week that were just in your presence. It could be good, could be bad, could be indifferent, whatever it may be. Let's just set a moment to reflect in the chat, and then I'm going to pass it over to you, Gabes. What are some things from your past week, before we get to the intentions? What are some things from your past week that you're aware of, that you're tuned into, and maybe you're looking to learn from and integrate moving into this new week?
It's really about like less is more and deletion of the practices, that there really is no practices. It's this constant paradox we work with on the stream here, is that there is mud to wash off the diamond, yet the diamond's never been nothing but the diamond. So it's the yin and yang, and you have to kind of check in to see, is like me believing there's mud to wash off the diamond, is that going to perpetually keep me washing the mud that's actually not even real off the diamond? And when does that need to drop away too? So it's like the spiritual journey is kind of like, in a way, you see the top of the mountain and you climb to that top of the mountain, and at some point you got to descend the mountain and kind of shed all the tools and the firewood and all the things you brought, because you don't need them anymore on the way down. I feel like I'm in that part of my journey. So it's really just watching that phantom speaking, talking, planning, complaining, labeling things, and then just continually coming back to self-inquiry of just asking what are all these things appearing in? What is this phantom appearing in? What is this sense that I exist appearing in? What is this taste appearing in? What is the sun on my face appearing in? It sounds kind of crazy maybe to abstract, but it's where I'm at, of just constantly asking that question. And that's been pulling me more back into sitting meditation, which has been interesting, because that comes and goes. But it doesn't feel like meditation anymore. It feels like, oh, I'm just sitting, and then I go do something else. And then I'm like, it's not what one's meditating and when the other one's not. It's just a constant thing. So, and then from that being present, I've watched myself, have a great meal and all this watermelon, and just watching it doing all its things, and that I am the one thing that stays the same, this I-ness, and resting as that all the time. So my intention is just to continue to surrender to this journey that is unfolding, that I don't really feel like I'm in control of at all. And it's beautiful.
I love that. I love that. Such presence and awareness and isness there. I want to bring some light to, Corey.
Corey Cooper, welcome in.
I'm getting frantic in fear of not making enough to pay my rent, and I'm having a tough time finding a foothold in the job application market. I am so grateful for you sharing that. I have sat in that exact bubble for years and years, and being able to sit and admit that, but express that is huge. I wish I could sit here and give you all of the solutions, but there's one massive word in there that is coming up if you even look through the next message from Dana and stuff like that, like, it's fear. It's fear. It's fear. It's the relationship to it. It's not some big, bad, scary motherfucker. It's scared. Fear is scared. how do we remove ourselves from the isness of being scared and give that scared fear a hug and be like, we're going to be okay. We're going to be all right. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have fear here. It's okay. Come here. I got you. We're going to continue moving forward. We're going to continue doing this. But we're not going to act from a place of fear, because acting from a place of fear only breeds more fear. Corey, thank you so much, my friend, because I too, it's the theme. I understand it, brother. I understand it.
I mean, there's like 60% of the population that understands that. 60 to 70% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Look at the chat is lighting up.
Okay, so we're getting it going. And remember, before we continue, we don't like, it's like in our course, we don't have to say it all the time. We can name it here and there. And I know Lynn's is in the background and Lisa's saying something like it. What is fear? An acronym: false evidence appearing real. That does not mean it doesn't feel real. An illusion has a reality to it. It just has no ground of its own. So it can feel real. It can trigger all parts of us. It can be absolutely terrifying. That is true, where it also is an illusion.
Absolutely.
So let's dive into that, because I mean, it all comes back to fear. At the end of the day, I have a lot to say on that, but let's keep it going. It's always fear.
Dana goes, I don't know if fear is the right word, but some fear is okay when you walk on an edge of a cliff. You need to use your intention to make sure you take good, safe steps, because falling off a cliff is real reality. So you have to recognize the threat, but keep moving forward and minimize the risk. Absolutely, right? Fear, in that moment, fear, you can understand the survival of fear. In Corey's example, you can understand the fear of not having money to pay rent, survival, understand it. But acting from a place of fear, what would that look like in that place? If we still have to get from point A to point B on the edge, we're not going to walk off the edge. We're going to be mindful of the edge. We're going to be mindful of the situation, but we're not going to breed more of the fear and focus on the giant cliff that is right there. There's whether it's pilots or downhill skiers or slope skiers, I can't remember the proper term. They always say, don't stare at the trees, because you're going to hit the tree. The more you focus on the trees, if you're like downhill, it's a solemn, I can't think of the name of it. But when you're going through it, right, it's look at the pathway. Don't look at the trees. Same thing here, whether it be the cliff. Don't look at the cliff. Look at where you're going. Don't look at the lack of money. Look at the passion and where it's going to go right, where it's driving you. Like, don't stare at the giant tree you're trying to avoid, because the more you look at the tree, your body and your mind are going to follow.
Yes.
That's my take on it.
Yes. Fear it's totally normal. It's completely normal. It's just, what's the context of it? You know, our brain is encased in darkness, and it has these two organs, which your eyes are part of your brain, to see out of. But we could get really into the quantum mechanics of all this stuff. We don't really ever see anything. It's all a projection of consciousness. So Michael Singer loves the analogy of, if you're at the zoo and a tiger gets out and there's a tiger on the path in front of you, probably appropriate to be fearful and to go into fight or flight, freeze, fawn, hopefully not freeze or fawn in this situation, and deal with the situation. But the problem is when we're at the zoo and the tiger is behind three fences, is sitting quietly underneath a beautiful sunshine rolling on his back, and he's happy, full belly of meat, and you're still scared, that's a problem. Because that is a projection. That is false evidence appearing real. When the tiger was right there in front of you, technically it is still false evidence appearing real, but in the meat monkey spacesuit paradigm, that's a real threat. When it's behind a fence and there's absolutely no need to be scared, or like my grandmother who's scared of snakes, and we go see the reticulated python that's like 17 feet at the Toronto Zoo, she can't even get 100 feet near the dam enclosure. That's a different type of fear, right?
Absolutely.
It's about differentiating and having the awareness to separate the two, because there's nothing wrong with being in this illusion and doing illusion things that make sense to living your life, and your ego's there to protect you as well as be your guide through this thing. It's not our enemy. Corey Cooper, namaste again. Welcome in. Also doubting deferred dividends in my health journey and trying to find opportunities to get fitter. Your video last week, Ben, about getting in your morning movement was helpful, and I'm trying hard to embrace the process rather than judge what feels like a lack of progress.
Absolutely. Think of anything, man. This is how I look at it. Trust the process. Don't trust the feelings. Trust the process, because if we're starting things out, and I saw I think it was Lynn's later in the chat, but when we'll get there, think about like even health anxiety type stuff. If you're constantly trusting the feelings as facts, you're not trusting the process at all to get to where you want. We just need to deposit that proof. So talk about that morning movement, working hard to embrace the process rather than judge what it feels like. If you trust the process, this is personal experience. So don't think of it as like some size. For 3 months, don't give a shit about what you look like, what you weigh, anything like that. If you can just say for 3 months, I'm going to dial in, and no matter what the scale says, what I feel like, anything like that, for 3 months, I'm going to trust it. After that 3 months, check in. And if it, remember, this isn't like an end 3 months. And then after that, go, what worked, what didn't work, what felt good, what did I enjoy, what didn't I enjoy. But 3 months without even worrying about anything, that would be my own that was my own personal thing, and it helped me a lot.
It's like when my mind, when I would sit down to meditate, and why I quit so many times is I'd say I'm going to pick my stomach rising and falling instead of my nostrils air, but then halfway through I'm doing nostrils, and I'm watching my chest, and I'm watching my belly, and I'm changing around. That's the phantom, our ego, just constantly trying to be in control, take control. This is what causes us this anxiety, right? So it is so hard. And this is why I recommend this practice of every morning you wake up and do it no matter what, how you feel, because it chips away at that ego and you start to see through it. It's like, no matter what, if you wake up, no matter you're tired, you got mosquito bites, you're happy, you want to go eat breakfast, you're hungry, you just always sit and do the same thing, so that when things come up in life, like, oh, I'm on this fitness journey and I just started 2 days ago and I step on the scale and I've actually gained weight because I had a little bit more water yesterday, and we throw a freak because it's our ego. No, you're not doing enough. You're not doing it right. It's setting those pole stars Mickey Singer talks about, setting an intention, making an intention, sit down, take time to set something. And of course, if something has to change it, but really try to set a goal and move towards it and suspend judgment and know that ego's going to pipe up. It's going to talk to you. It's going to try to change you. It's going to say, go this way, not that way. Well, we said we're going that way. Well, I don't care. I'm in control. This is where we start to loosen this ego's grip. And that ultimately is fear. And I heard something recently that fear is not something that arises from the self, this ego, this belief that we're this meat monkey spacesuit, body, mind structure. It literally is the self. There's no separation between fear and this ego we believe in. It is by nature inherently thinks it's vulnerable and expendable and going to die one day. And it is just constantly on alert, trying to keep us alive. So it literally is the one and the same. The belief that you are separate is the definition of fear.
Absolutely.
Pretty poignant statement there, right?
Absolutely. We got Lisa Jude.
I found myself trudging through the week, itching for the weekend. I love what I do, but last week I struggled. I want to be present each day and enjoy each moment.
Love that. The awareness of it. And we're allowed to itch for the weekend. We're allowed. But once again, just bringing it back. It's okay. I'm so excited for when we're helping hundreds of thousands of people. I'm so excited for when that time will come, but that feeling doesn't exist there. It exists now, right? That weekend feeling can exist now. But remember, work gets on top of us. Or you can be living your dream and still be like, I'm ready for Saturday. Like it's totally cool. I'm so happy with the awareness of that. Thank you so much, Lisa Jude. We got a meditation streak coming up.
We do?
Oh, Ben talked about, speaking of meditation, I haven't really been keeping up with it or really know what I'm doing. Do you have any tips, just like a 5 to 10 minute meditation to start my day off?
Absolutely, brother. I mean, this is the ultimate, what my ego wants everybody to ask. This is it. Casey in our WhatsApp community was asking the same question today. I told him to come on the stream and talk more about it, but look, we got Ben here. So, brother, it's our ego that's trying to complicate the situation, and I have been there so many times. So meditation is ultimately just being with what is. That's what meditation is. So when we start this practice and when we're kind of going through it and your mind's trying to figure out how's the best way to do it, and I'm not going to do it unless it's the perfect practice. Let me go talk to Gabes tonight. The only important thing is to just start doing it and building the routine. I don't care if you wake up every morning and for the first month, you wake up 5 minutes earlier and you don't even want to meditate yet, but you just sit in your room and you just kind of like look around the room, don't do anything particular, because you're just building the habit of getting up and sitting on the edge of your bed. If you're not even meditating yet, it's like Ben likes to talk about, the guy who's trying to change his lifestyle of working out. He'd gain weight, he'd lose it. He'd work it off, he'd gain it back. He wouldn't change his lifestyle. He would just revert to old habits. So he just started going to the gym every day for 5 minutes, walk in the lobby, sit on a bike, say hi to the front desk person, and then go home. Building the habit of just going every day. So this is the point of the meditation, is to build the habit. So from there, it's just washing your breath, brother. Because as you're listening to me talk right now, you're not trying to breathe. You're just breathing. So just being present with that breath and just watching it. What I recommend is the most basic way is watching it when you breathe out and that air goes out of your lungs. Count 1. You breathe in, you watch your breath go in, then you breathe out again. Count 2, and you go that up to 10. When you get to 10, you have the awareness to go, oh, I'm at 10. I got to start back at 0, because what's going to happen is you're going to get to 16 and go, oh, shit. But that's not oh, shit. That is the point. The point is for your mind to wander and to bring it back. Mind to wander, bring it back. Just like working on a hockey shot. Take a slap shot, miss the net. Okay, good. More data. Take another shot. Oh, hit the post this time. Oh, dial it in. Oh, take another shot. Hey, I got it in. The return is the rep. You cannot have a bad meditation.
Ben, I'm going to give you 1 minute of exactly how I start every single meditation. We're going to, and if you are driving, do not follow along. If you are in a safe place, you're more than welcome to follow along. It's going to be like 1 minute. I'm going to keep my eyes open, but you can close your eyes, watch your breath, however it is. Just ask yourself, is it shallow? Is it deep? Now I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. Pause at the top. Exhale. Breathe in through the nose. Pause at the top. Exhale. Breathe in through the nose. Pause at the top. Exhale. Relax the top of my head. Relax my ears. Relax my forehead and my eyes, my cheeks. Take the tongue off the roof of my mouth. Wiggle my jaw or loosen it up. Relax my throat, my shoulders, my chest, my arms, my fingers, my belly, my hips, my thighs, so on. Then I come back up from the toes. It's like the dead weight, all of that. And then I just bring, like Gabes was talking about, then I bring it to my breath. Now it's much easier to watch the breath because you don't have as much stimulation because you just did the body scan meditation. And if that's all you do is go down and up 1 time, you are 90% in a world where we don't keep stats and all that stuff. You are 90% further than most people will ever get to because you have now connected your mind, your body, and your breath. That's how I would start. If you don't know any bit of tips, I would do that and then play with it and find what feels good for you. That's all I would do.
Whether it's the psychological sigh, whether it's box breathing, anything that helps you center in a little bit when the meat monkey spacesuit is loud, especially when we're beginning meditation, is always an aid. And then as we go, those things can fall away. They're like training wheels. That's a beautiful share, dude.
Yeah.
So Lynn's getting into the health anxiety for sure. I was hypersensitive to every bodily symptom last week. And this week I would like to let myself exist instead of looking for problems and probably manifesting them into existence. Unfortunately, that's that's a lot of awareness going on over there at the Murdoch household. My goodness. And you cannot fix a problem, deal with a problem, address a problem, let go of a problem until you are aware of it. So beautiful, beautiful share, Lynn's, very vulnerable. Same with you, Lisa, with not being present at work. Excuse me. And I think Lisa is coming up on 150 days meditation to start the year every single day. That's been her talk about week intention. It's been the year intention. It is incredible, Lisa. So Lisa's doing it, still feeling these things, right? Because that's part of the path. Lynn's has been in and out of the meditation. And I see you, Lynn's, you're doing it sometimes. And you had a really hot start with the tinglies in your hands and stuff. That would be my recommendation, is just continue to lean into that practice, because what's going to happen is during the week, when those thoughts come up of every bodily symptom, what's going to allow you to rest back behind a little bit more is because you've done that meditation in the morning. But if you're not doing it, it's still something in live time. These are the reps that Michael Singer and Ben talk about. It's just being present in that moment, seeing those thoughts arise. I really have to, like, in my journey, had to build the topography of these things. Like, for me, it wasn't enough to just go, okay, this worry of every symptom comes up, but like, where is it coming from? Why is it coming from? What does it look like? Is it coming from me? Is it coming from over there? I needed to help build myself, like almost map how these things arise, because I didn't understand. It feels like it's in here, but it's not. If you cut my head open, you wouldn't find stress about health anxiety. Like, where is it happening? And that's really helped me seeing as things come up. What about you, Ben? What would you say about this share?
I love this share. And the first thing I look at is, now this is, I'm going to look like an ass for a second. And Lynn's, I'm not being an ass, because I'm essentially talking to myself. So I'm going to get hypercritical here, because it was this level of attention that helped me. So what I look at is the words used in here. I was hypersensitive to every bodily symptom last week, and this week I would like to let myself exist. I'm going to stop. I'm going to start with that part. So this time I'm going to shift it from I was hypersensitive to this week I'm no longer hypersensitive to every bodily symptom from last week. This week it's not I would like to let myself. This week I'm letting myself exist instead of looking for problems. So I change it to I would like to. This week, I'm letting myself exist, and I'm looking for all the amazing things my body does for me. I'm going to manifest all the beautiful things into existence. And so now that I'm done being a hypercritical ass, this is why. There's this loop when we talk about it. I'm going to give you an example. My catchphrase for my entire life was, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I have something to tell you. I never figured it the fuck out. Ever, 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 because I was always going to. This is so hard to explain, but
it is.
It's the act. It's your mind letting you know. It's you telling your mind, I'm going to do it. I'm never actually going to get there. So here, I know I asked you from last week to talk past then. So that's why I'm saying, Lindsay, you're amazing and you are following directions perfectly. I'm just updating it. Yes, critical talk. So here it is. It's thinking, what am I looking for? Especially with health anxiety. Your health anxiety, the health anxiety will always look for all of the problems. All we're looking to do is change the way we talk, and we're starting to look for all of the things that are amazing. It doesn't mean that our back doesn't hurt, our shoulder doesn't hurt, or that the fear and stuff isn't there. We're just learning to quiet it. We're just learning to rewrite. And this takes, I don't want to scare people and be like, this takes years of doing this, but it takes constant practice of doing this ad nauseum, because at that point, one day you will look up. It could be 3 days from now, 3 weeks from now, 3 years from now, and you're going to sit there and be like, wow, man, I can't believe I got to run today and my back hurt like a week ago and it feels so good now. Instead of focusing on how bad my back hurt for 3 weeks. Like, I won't do that. So yeah. Oh my God, the intention mindset shift. I feel like I had a light bulb moment. Let's fucking go. Critical talk. Absolutely. It's going from I'm going to, here it is. I could have just saved everybody the trouble of listening to me talk. I'm going to figure it out to I'm figuring it out. That's what it is. It's I'm figuring it out. And so yours is let my body. I would like to let my body exist. I'm letting my body exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
We share it with awareness first of what the old script is. Then we look at it and go, is this the script? Is this the story I want to run? It's like, oh no, I can see that. Okay, I said it. And now we're going to rearrange that wording. And that's beautiful. Amen, brother. Erica Lovely's in the house, always ready to dive in vulnerably, is Erica Lovely. My body and mind and just connection to the world felt a bit off the other morning, so I decided to do Qigong in the park. Also, have not been touching my phone for an hour after I wake up. It has felt so good. Been a week now. Beautiful share. Beautiful, powerful practices. The no phone is huge. We have one of our days in our course for people in the conditioning camp to start off without an hour for the phone. So you are doing that right there. But you're so in tune, Erica Lovely, because of your neurodivergency and the gifts that you have. You're so in tune with your energy. You knew you were a bit off, so you went and did Qigong in the park. That's what it's all about. It's saying, okay, I'm a little off. I could numb. I could go do something that I'm totally entitled and could do, and it wouldn't be a problem if I did. But I feel some discrepancy there. I feel like I want to lean into this. You know, the Love and Light community talks about leaning in, leaning in. Oh, I'm going to go do Qigong in the park. Beautiful. And Ben is a big fan of that Qigong.
She tagged me. She tagged me in the comments.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. Like on her Instagram, she did a post, and she was like, she said, at somebody like you. And I was like, I was so excited that like, one, she was outside bare feet in the grass doing Qigong, people walking by, but like, it's so funny how social media works. I go, wow, she's so in tune this week. Like, Erica's dialed in, but she shares here, hey, I was feeling a little bit out of tune, a little bit out of connection. So this was actually my reintroduction back into the alignment. And that's just something like why we're all a community. We help each other. I mentioned something in Qigong, Erica does it. All of a sudden she makes it, she shares it, somebody else sees it, she's inspiring somebody else. It is just the power of community. Erica, rock star.
Just being somebody like you right there. And there's her signature heart in Wales. Whoa! Connor shares the rumor of Rockford. Namaste, brother. We are one. Welcome in. Welcome in. Everybody loves and shares. He gets here. Shares, he says, I am the problem. I don't know what you're talking about there. I guess you're saying the ego is what I'm assuming. But yes, Ben, Linz, and Lisa love what you're saying, brother. So anybody, we got Lisa's intention to and I think we the same thing, Lisa, reprogram what you said just the way Linz is doing. Take your, I was a little wanting to go to the weekend, and now I want to enjoy every moment this week. So do the same editing of that, right? I am always in this present moment, and I'm always at peace with myself. When the weekend comes, it comes. When the work comes, it comes. I'm always safe. I'm always at home. Whatever it speaks into you, right? Linz has her idea to do the same thing and be the change this week. I am going to have a great week. I am going to celebrate my body and look for all the places it benefits me, right? And that's that reticulating activation system. When you notice a blue car, all of a sudden you start seeing blue cars everywhere because you set that intention. So does anybody else have any shares? I know Erica will have one, I'm sure. Big D, do you have any intention this week to focus on? Anybody else out there in the background? Brendan Zankowski's hanging out in the background. We have 9 people on Kick. So anybody else hanging out in the background wants to come forward with a little intention this week? Me and Ben were talking about it. Ben, what was yours again? Watching for fear coming up.
Old fear behaviors and just working on the relationship with it. And so there's a practice we can do. So I'm not going to have everybody do homework right now and write an entire thing, but maybe in 1 to 3 sentences, if you want to put in the chat this and speak in the present tense. This week, I have a beautiful relationship with the old patterns that popped up, and they're helping me thrive in business, in personal life, in spirituality, relationships, and stuff like that. Set the intention for the week in present tense. This week, I am all those things. So Lynn's kind of already did it. We just were kind of going through a lesson in live time. But yeah, write that out. And I mean that to do it because the practice of doing it and not just mental noting it is the practice, because all of a sudden Wednesday is going to come around and you're going to remember the act of doing this. And you'll be like, oh shit, there's some alignment there.
And that's the ego going, oh, I can just take a mental note of it. I won't forget. No big deal. That's it. Trying to run its games on you, trying to say that, oh, it's no big deal. We got this. We already figured that out. That's literally its job. It's to try to make us feel comfortable and safe, that we've figured out the tribe next to us. We figured out what's over the hill. We know where the bear is. We know where the berries are. We know our environment. It's all good. No big deal. It's just trying to keep us alive, people. But the ego is not necessarily thinking about us thriving. Surviving is much different than thriving. Corey
Absolutely.
Cooper, could you give another example, Ben Gabes, of setting an intention in the present tense? Okay. So let's
help Corey with his
just Corey Cooper, fellow female soul.
Oh fuck!
And yeah, that's all good.
Did it again. Sorry, Corey. My fault.
We don't have a gender at the end of the day.
I know, but I like to. One time I give myself a chance, like, oh, I didn't know, but I have to clock that. So Corey, my apologies. I'm being hard on myself, and I know you've probably been dealing with that a bunch in your life, so I apologize if I added to it. So Corey talked about, I'm getting frantic in fear of not making enough pay to pay my rent. So instead of doing it for you here, Corey, let's think about this one. How dare Ben not remember everything about us? Oh, that's so funny. Ben, it's all love. Thank you. So thinking about that, this week, if fear is running the show, this week, how can you write something where fear is not running the show? And this week, what are you choosing to be in service to instead of fear of not being able to pay rent? That doesn't mean the problem's not there. That doesn't mean that this is going to send it into imagination land and you have to ignore it. That's not what this means. But what are we choosing instead? And this week, I'm in service of hope, of optimism, of love, of alignment, of finding things that if I didn't take these blinders off, I never would have found. If I didn't have this conversation inside of this community to address and be vulnerable with this fear, this crazy opportunity that I never could have even imagined or thought of or found the seed to would never have presented itself, because this week I have shown up as my authentic, my full, my vulnerable self, and I am worthy of all the amazing and loving things and the abundant things that are coming my way. They are coming because I am worthy of it, not because of all the fear and the patterns I have in the past. I am worthy. I am stepping into it. I am here now. That type of talk.
Aber fucking cadabra, as I say, so I shall create. The Mickey Mouse spell has a lot more reality to it. That is exactly what Ben, somebody like you, was just doing right there, people. Speaking that reality in, and it sounds corny. It sounds try-hardy, but that's why I was sharing this today about Victor Wembanyama. Like this whole nonchalant, cool guy, everything's easy thing, like respect to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. It's kind of just that's the cringe prison, in some sort of way. It works for some. It's clearly working for him, 2-time MVP, but it's about caring. Caring is okay. Crying is okay. Showing emotion is powerful. Feeling into our feelings, we got to feel them to deal with them. So don't be afraid to write these scripts, to write down, to spend a night. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, you're not watching the basketball game? No, I'm writing my freaking life out in first present tense because I know I deserve the highest happiness. Like, that's fucking badass, man. I would have thought that was so lame back when I was lost in my ego. I'd rather fight like 2 guys in a row than sit down and do that exercise. But now it's like, fuck yeah, dude. Speak that reality into existence.
Dude, I have, not only have I done that, I have it now recorded on my phone and I listen to it at least once a day. And I've done it for a week. And all of a sudden you find yourself doing the things you talked about. All of a sudden my morning routine looks exactly like it does in that version of my story, because I was like, well, what does that version of myself do? So I think of Corey, or I think of Linz, or I think of Lisa, or anybody. We have to know what that version of ourselves is. So get out of the idea of wanting it, of like, I want it, I need it. It's somewhere that is not already here. No, what does it feel like to be it? What do you do? And I mean, as specific as what arm do you throw the blanket off of your body in the morning? What foot hits the floor first? What's the first song you listen to when you put your headphone in? What is your morning movement routine? When you meditate, what hand do you press the start your timer with? That level of detail, it becomes a story. instead of being like, I felt excited or I woke up this morning. No, my eyes were crusty from my nighttime sleep. So I had to blink them open this morning as the cool autumn air came rushing through the cracks in the window. And when my feet hit the air-kissed floor, I could feel my big toe just hit a cold spot that was wet from my morning drink. Like this type of storytelling for you, the more detailed, the more exaggerated, the more specific you can get, you start to believe it, because that's your brain and your mind starting to create you're starting to unveil the narrative that already exists. But that cringe prison, or we're not trained to do it, we have to practice that. And that is something I have just learned, but you can tell when I get really excited about it, I get a little bit overstimulated, so I apologize.
Oh no, not apologize. That is awesome, dude. That is awesome. And it's funny how things work through. It's all the love and lights running the show. I originally thought that, we'd be started our collective memoria Zoom calls by now, but the way the life's just unfolded, it's like, but that's eventually what we're going to be doing, is getting on calls. And I remember telling a 3-minute speech in my ultra speaking practice, and I just was really struggling with telling a speech or story that being in first person, because I always wanted to zoom out. When we do storytelling, you'll see everybody wants to zoom out and not get into the nitty gritty of emotions and details, because it's kind of scary. It's kind of weird. You feel judged. But I told a story of just waking up and meditating for 3 minutes, and people were like, that was the best one you told in 2 weeks, because I just brought myself there and I felt like you said, the big toe on the floor first, and I pulled the covers off in a certain way. And that was more compelling to people than me talking about, oh yeah, I had this fight with this guy in the NHL sometime. They didn't care about that. When I spoke about it from first person, they were there too. They're like, wow, I just felt like I lived your most peaceful meditation morning. And that's what sucked them into the story. That's what sucks your subconscious and sucks your senses by activating them all into that narrative. And then talk about, as you say, as you envision, so you shall create. That's what you're doing. You're practicing. You are literally, and I know not everybody believes this in here, you are the creator of this reality. Each one of us has that power within us, the infinite power. You can create your own reality. It just has a lot of conditioned patterns right now that's creating something else. And we just got to start doing the work more and more every day, expand our bandwidth.
I'm gonna hit Corey's real quick, and then I'm gonna go back up to Erica's, because I am fully living what I am and what I bring. I am holding my possibilities and celebrating what is. I am crafting a next step that empowers. Fuck yeah. I am so amped up. Oh, that's it. And that's not taking light away from Erica's, because Erica is coming up and she's closing this out with this. The intention I'd like to have, not the intention I'd like to have, Erica. The intention I have is, I am aware when previous judgments from others and myself arise in my mind. I am free to be my authentic self without shame. I am immersing myself into my ideas and desires consciously. Holy shit, guys and gals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's go. I'm so juiced up right now. This stuff gets me absolutely going.
It's just, we know we've lived it. It's just it seems so hard to believe. Again, that word believe, which actually means wish. It's like we're wishing for these things to work. Oh, I wish this happened. I wish this could happen. It's like, why don't you just doggone go do it yourself? Because you can. You're not the victim. You are the creator of your own reality. And that sucks sometimes when we realize, wow, I created this one right now. It ain't so fun. And that's a part of grief and brings up a lot of fear that we have to sit with. But eventually that comes around to wait a second, if I was solely responsible for creating all this, then I am solely responsible that I can get myself out of it. And that's always why we hear all the stories. Glass half full, glass half empty, yin, yang. It's you choose, fellow waves. You choose the life you want to live. And me and Ben have been there for so long choosing the opposite. And every day the work just continues more to lean into what we choose consciously.
I literally have it's a day in the life visualization up on my computer as the last thing I work. I have it constantly on my desktop. It is in my window right now. So do this. It is one of those things that I don't care if it feels like a crock of shit at first. It's going to break out of that the whole point is not to be good at it, because if you were good at it, you would envision and understand what this chapter you're tapping into is. But right now, that's what you're doing, is you're unveiling it. You're learning to tell yourself a different story, to tune into a different story and read it every morning, every night, whatever it is. And all of a sudden, it's going to feel like one of those stories you read as a kid. And you're going to know what the outcome is. You're going to know where it goes. You're going to know what to look for. You're going to know when a 59-degree cold, chilly Boulder, Colorado day happens, and you can feel the breeze come through, like that type of stuff. Like, oh, what a fun ride.
It's so strange how simple it is, yet difficult to see to our shit. But that's why we're here to remind each other. You guys think namaste and awareness is on the wall for you all? It's like every day I walk in, I see it says nobody on my door. It doesn't say Curtis Gabriel's office. It says nobody. I come in. What do I see? I turn on lights. Namaste. Awareness. Collective memorial. Collective remembrance. What do you think those are? Those are just reps. Of course, they extend to everyone when you see them, and I can point at them, and it's a rep for you now. But I'm just focusing. All we got to do is focus on our own journey, and everybody else will feel it around us. Everybody else. So just all these things are just constant reminders. Draw the eye on my hand every day. Whatever it is, constant reminders. Michael Singer's practice, which I think is so cool, he would tell people every time you cross through a door, you build the awareness to stop before you cross through that door frame, into the door of your car, whatever it is, you stop and go, oh yeah, right, I'm the awareness behind this all, or whatever it is too, or whatever comes, I can handle this. And then you continue on in life. Every time you pick up the phone, you have to stop and go, I can handle whatever comes. It's start building in these practices, and it sounds crazy. People might think you're crazy. Let them think you're crazy. What's that going to bother you?
A fun little practice is, you'll appreciate this, because Donald Hoffman of like, hey, like outside that door, nothing is there right now. Because I can't observe it. Nothing is there. It is not rendered into reality. So like if I'm getting out of the shower, I get dressed or whatever it is, and the door is closed. I go, what does it feel like when I walk through this door, open this door, that dream life is? What does it feel like if I was to open this door and I was to step foot into that? It's like an alternate timeline where everything is in my highest good. What does that feel like? What does it feel like in my chest? What does it feel like when my foot hits the ground? What does it feel like? Not what does it look like? What does it feel like? Then I slowly open the door and I step out and I see how close that feeling can I get with excitement, because I am creating what is beyond that door when I open it. And I'm just matching feelings to it.
You're being the thermostat, not the thermometer. You're saying, I don't care what's on the other side of the door. I know what it's going to be because I'm choosing. Oh, like it really doesn't seem to make sense, people. It's still, my ego still goes, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But like, what's the worst thing that could happen if all of us leaned into this tonight and wrote a script for ourselves, whatever it is, wrote out your intention for this week 20 times in handwriting, nice and slow, every letter? What's the worst thing that can happen? You're going to miss out on some TikTok scrolling? You're going to miss out on the late night snack? You're going to miss out on what? And if you do it, like you're the saying, I'd rather flip it around. It's like shoot for the stars, land on, I'm going to go with that. Shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. You know what I mean? Like you're going for your goal that you set in your intention, and it's like, okay, shoot it. If you'll shoot for those stars, maybe you just land on the moon. That's the progress. It's closer to your goal. What's wrong with that? The only thing you can do that's really wrong is just not act on it, which again is just part of your journey. You're not there yet, but you can't do this wrong. You can't do it wrong. You can't fall off the path. If you all knew that you couldn't do it wrong, what would you do with your life? What would you do? That's what we got to do, because that's the reality. You can do whatever. You know, I'm probably not going to wake up and go, you know what? I want to be a NASA astronaut at 33, high school education. I think that's what I do. That's probably not going to happen. I don't have to worry about needing to do that. Okay, I'm also a giraffe. I'm not going to wake up and go, I want to bench 450 pounds by the end of 2026. It's not going to happen. But we all have something in us that we know we want to do, whether it's gardening, whether it's reading a book, whatever it is. Listen to that, and act on it. Act on it. That's your excitement speaking to you. Just take a little risk here and there.
So with your intention for the week, if you did it, so right now we have Corey, we have Erica. For your intention of the week, I'm gonna ask this question: what are things you did last week that are already in service of your intention for this week? What positive momentum do you already have? Look back into the week, and if you say I can't find anything, I'm gonna call bullshit. Find it. What is 1 to 3 things? I'm gonna say this. What are 3 things that you did last week that are in service to it? And you can just write one word if you want. You know what it means, but let me know you did it. Let me know you did it. What are 3 things you did last week that are in service of celebrating what is and crafting the next step to empowerment? What are 3 things that Erica did that helps you feel free to be your authentic self without shame, immersing yourself into my ideas and desires consciously? What are they? Let's go looking. Let's go hunting. Let's go fishing.
Well, that's what's so powerful about our gratitude streaks. People are just pounding those lately. Like, it's just, people are like putting 4 or 5 things a day, sharing in detail. Like, it's such a great way that we kill, like, whatever the term is, 2 birds, 1 stone. It's like literally just 5 things at once. You're sharing your gratitude. You're tapping into your highest life. You're sharing and keeping us updated. We're seeing and getting motivated to sharing. And everybody benefits from it. So it's the same thing as gratitude. Just do it on your own time. Do it not just for you're grateful for that day. What are you grateful for coming up this week that's already done? That's already happening because you're choosing it to happen. Whether it happens or not, you're like, I'm already living in that reality.
So think about the gratitude streaks. If you're already doing the gratitude streaks, match those gratitude streaks to intentions. Match the gratitude to intentions.
Do we need a new group? Intention group? Holy frig.
Exercise, laughter, presence. I drew with Lynn's, and then I drew an overdue boundary with a peer, interviewed for a new job, and applied to others. Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Abracadabra. As we say, so we shall create.
Oh, we got Lisa Jude out there with meditation and high-speed walks to her already. It's, as Gabes would say, it's already done. You've already done the things you set intentions for. We just continue it. You're not starting at 0. You already have the momentum. Let's keep our perspective on that and continue that moving. Continue that moving. Hell yeah. We got enlightened lovely. I'm going to start calling her the enlightened lovely. Put my survey out for legacy and light, moving into my new space, sharing my writing with the cafe owner, the write-up. That was awesome, by the way, Erica. That was awesome.
Great survey.
You did your Qigong in the park. You did all that stuff. Enjoy completing that survey, Erica. Hell yeah.
It was good. It was very well thought out. It was beautiful. Oh, man.
Celebration.
It's so good. It's so good, people. Just like, look, it is that awesome. You can create your experience tailor-made, custom to you. You're all doing that.
Curious, what's one word for the people? So we talked about the things. So what's the emotion we're looking to tap into this week? Mine's the one I really am valuing most is peace. So one emotion I'm in service to, I don't even say in service to, one emotion I'm in tune with this week is contentment. I like that a lot. I'm trying to think of the word. What's the emotion?
Get the wheel out.
Literally.
You got a fresh fade onto that thing too? Hey, there it is.
I do.
Okay, what are you tapping into on that wheel of all those things?
Interested, peaceful, optimistic, enthusiastic, accepted, proud, joyful, trusting, sensitive, open, content, relieved, confident, important, fulfilled, respected, thrilled, passionate, inspired. I felt a pull towards inspired, hopeful, thankful, loving, inquisitive, curious. I'm going to go hopeful and inspired. If you don't have yourself an emotion wheel, I highly suggest getting one.
Emotion wheel. What am I? I'm leaning into just. There was a moment today, sitting on the bench out there eating some watermelon in the sun, where like, I don't know if it was just like one of those fleeting moments where just complete mind stopped, but it was this brief feeling, and I felt like a whole bunch of water was about to rush up out of my like head or something. I was just like, and then it kind of dissipated, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck was that? It was like when Mickey Singer talks about, it's just like you have just joy just rushing up for no reason. It was just like, it's just this brief fleeting moment. So now obviously the ego wants to run around and be like, when's that? What was that? What happened there? So I'm just watching the expectations of that and all that. So just letting go of all emotions. I don't want any emotions, because what underlies us all is the peace that we seek. So I just want to, no emotion wheel for me. Just watch the emotions rise and fall on the wheel. Let it do a Rolodex of emotions, and me just watching go, I know.
I think of those carnival games where it's like,
yeah, where it stops.
But it just, yeah. But for you, it just never stops. We got, right now I feel like a swelling in my chest because I have changed so much in the past couple of months. My feeling for week is going to be confident and loving. Confident, and loving for the lovely.
Acceptance for Corey Cooper. I love that word, Corey Cooper, because you're in a situation that truly, and this was hard to hear when I heard it, but it's also freeing. It's just like, you can only make the situation worse. All of our situations we're going through, we can only make it worse. Like, it's like there's a paper boat on a stream. You can try to dam it up and stop it and stuff. It's going to float down the stream. It's going down the stream. Why don't we just accept it? It's going to go down the stream. Let's sit back and look at the sun and let the thing just go down the stream. It's like, that's the situation you're in, Corey Cooper. Acceptance. And it's so challenging, but people talk about different things, whether it's surrender, whether it's acceptance, but just that's what the essence of meditation, all these things, is just being okay with what is. It's okay to let go. It's entirely safe, but it doesn't feel like it. And that's why we need to do the work to allow ourselves to relax. We got Bosna all day. This is last name Lucic, which I will never forget. I think your first name was Meta, or I can't remember the first name, but Lucic, I can't remember that last name. The coolest freaking last name ever. Literally my hero who I fought. So what's going on, bro? Namaste, brother. We are one. This is my boy Ben. I don't think you was here last time you're on. He goes by Somebody Like You, because he is just you. We're just out here vibing. Mato, that's it. Mato Lucic. Such a dope ass name.
What a name.
I know. Freaking sick name. And I thought he was like, because Lucic is Serbian, but he's Bosnian, I think. That's what it is. So it's very, I guess, similar part of the world, though. Corey Cooper, says Ben Laguerre. I was just about to say that. Acceptance. Nice, Ben. Ben and Corey are vibing on the acceptance.
Oh yeah. So now, what's the next step of this? We have Lynn's in.
Oh, that's so Lynn's. She did her DNA testing. I was hoping for a Bavarian princess, but apparently it's Norwegian instead or whatever. So that makes sense. You like the cold. You're like your little ice princess up there.
What a
enchantment
word. I need a whole like that enchantment. That was literally like took my breath away. Now you have your words. So we have Erica, we have Corey, we have Ben, we have Lynn's, we have Lisa Jude, which Danish. I was like, she wants to be Danish and Icelandic. Take those words, think about them. You feel them. They came from somewhere. Where'd they come from? They were already revealed. They were in the closet. They came out. Now, for 10, 15 seconds, what do those feelings feel like? Feel them. Where do you feel them? Where do they show up? What does acceptance feel like? Do your shoulders relax? Does your heart rate get excited because, I feel the acceptance? Oh, I've been waiting for this. Where were Erica's? Confident and loving. What does confidence feel like? What does loving feel like? It feels like relief. Airy relief.
I like the airy part. Acceptance. Airy relief.
Feel that. What does that feel like for you, right?
What is hopeful and what was yours, Ben? Hopeful and
interested? No.
Inspirational or something? Anyway, what does hopeful feel like for you?
It was hopeful and inspired.
Inspired is it?
Hopeful feels like a smiling sun. And inspired feels like the roller coaster of my life going up, 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 the excitement building. That's inspired for me. So it's so funny. Hopeful feels like a smiling sun. I don't know why, but that's just like when it was the color yellow and a smile came. So that's what it feels like for me.
Mine is just silence. That's big for me. Big for me. That's just what it feels like. All peace. All these things feels like silence, and then hearing like ringing that goes in and out my ears sometimes when things get vibing. Erica, I was going to say light, like when I'm confident, I'm light on my feet, but lighter inside too in ways. Oh yeah, inside and out. Shearsy. And Lynn's enchantment to me feels like the fluttery feeling in your chest when you know everything is happening as it should. Ooh. Oh yeah. Yep. It's so interesting how we're all, this is what's so beautiful, why we can get on and talk as these egos and meat monkey spacesuits, and we're all saying the same thing in our own unique ways, and you start to see how they all kind of float together and melt together, but that feeling that everything is happening as it should, oh gosh, that is what we're talking about, people. That is, Michael Singer talks about, just there's two truths to accept, that what was it? You can handle everything. Everything is happening as it should. One, and two, that no matter what comes, I'll be able to handle it. When you can embody those two truths, it's just like, because it doesn't matter. Everything's happening for me, and whatever then does happen, even if it catches me off guard, I will be made to handle it because it's happening for me. And I'm gonna get something more than what I'm going to get taken from me. This guy named Guy Finley, or I can't remember his name. He's
Fieri.
What was his name?
I said Guy Fieri.
No, not Guy Fieri, the food guy. Guy Finley. Anyway, I think I've said it before, but he talks about why is it so hard for us to let go and accept. And he said it's because we don't believe that if we let go and accept, we'll get more out of. We think we're going to lose. So we cling and we hold and go, oh, I can't let go of that, or I can't accept somebody who did that to me. It's like, because you think out of that transaction, you're going to get less than you gain. And it's always the opposite.
Absolutely.
Anything that's asking you to let go, surrender to it, it's literally the opportunity you've been praying for with our affirmations and leaning into. I want peace. It's just, again, it doesn't come gift wrapped as a present and say, here, take this USB, plug it in your head. Now you have peace. It gives you the opportunity to become it. So try to see every opportunity, train yourself, write it down. Like, this is not crazy. I've done this. Sit down, just write. Everything's happening for a reason. Everything's happening for a reason. But in this case, whatever's coming for me to let go, it's trying to give me more in return. Every single one of us, if we could say something bad happens, oh, I get an offender bender. If the thought and the awareness could come up and be like, wait, how is this actually benefiting me? Like when Shari's car broke down or whatever, and she just got to meditate on the side of the road. Oh, I have time to meditate. It's like, how is this trying to give me more than it's taking? Because I promise you it is. I can promise that.
Yeah, we got Lorianne, who's home, covered in dirt, exhausted, and loving the stream.
Oh, yeah, from her she got the car season going now. She's
Hell yeah. We got Lisa Jude, who's loving the stream. It's such a good stream tonight. I love it. Ben Laguerre, what's for me cannot miss me. Hell yeah. Is still talking about alien DNA test?
I mean, we could get into that. That's kind of a fun topic.
So give me, it is a fun topic, but here, I'm going to close out with this on the emotions thing. We reflected on last week, what we felt like we would like to learn from. We set intentions for the next week. We changed the way we're thinking about them as present moment. We realized and put that into terminology what emotions are going to be accompanied by that. We identified what they feel like in our body. We identified them right now, what they feel like right now. And the whole point of this is to recognize that those feelings do not only come exclusively when those things happen next week. You want love, you want that airy feeling, you want that confidence. You had access to it right now. All you did was set the intention to feel it. It was there the whole time. It's not something that you're going to go get by a series of events that you have to accomplish to earn that feeling. Recognize, tune into the feeling first and allow it a path to get to you more frequently. It will show up more frequently. It is always accessible.
That you're talking there, I was like, as you're speaking, it was like envisioning, you know, when you're a kid and there was like a little waterfall, but then you want to like make your own stream and you like carve out a stream so the water can flow from it, and it's messy, but you're excited and you're going faster because you're trying to walk backwards and dig it. That's what we're doing here. That's what Ben was just describing. We're grooving a channel for this love and light to flow in the way we so choose. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, man. That took me to a place. I love when that happens, when somebody's sharing and channeling makes it flow through your consciousness and be like, I love that feeling. Lisa Jude, after hearing what Erica said, I'm going no phone first hour of my day. Oh boy. Did we not just say, what did I just say? Somebody else channels vulnerability and we pick up on it. This is what happens here. That is so sweet. Look at you, Erica. We always say, could we just help one person? Well, Erica, check the box for tonight.
Oh, love that analogy. Yeah, there we go. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
We're playing love and light tennis.
That's it. All of us, everyone included. Like, that's why I think, communities like this, and when we're just doing things together, look at the amount of growth, we are all vulnerable, open, and we set intentions for the week. Like, you're not going into this week by yourself.
Fuck no.
Now you have an idea. Everyone has an idea of what everyone's intentions are. Yeah. Now we're all a team here. And now when we show up, you're not just showing up for this week for you. You just heard a bunch of other people going through a week together. We're showing up together. We're all showing up together. And then at this time next week, we're going to check in and be like, hey, how do we make out? How'd you do? How are you feeling? I don't actually care if it's good or if it's bad. Did you show up? Hell yeah. Of course you did. If you're here, you showed up. I feel like this is giving me that coaching itch. This is what I feel like is when I'm coaching basketball and stuff. It's flowing through me. I love it.
Oh man, fellow waves. There's nothing that we collectively as a community can't figure out.
No,
nothing.
Nope.
There's nothing we can't figure out. There's nothing we can't talk through. There's nothing we can't vulnerably share our way through to figure out. Nothing at all. As you've seen on the stream. Can we not look backwards from every stream and gone, wow, every stream just was beautifully unique and worked in its own ways. And I took ones from this and took things from that. And this surprised me. The dots always connected looking backwards. It's going to connect this week going forwards for your life, for you setting intentions. You've already created a new altered reality, a new state of being by just being here and leaning into this instead of going and watching a Netflix show, which is not a problem. You can do that, but you're here. You're here. And you're making intentions, and intentions literally collapse time and space and allow the universe to rearrange around your will. Because you are it. You're the thing doing it, man. Oh, it's nice. This is what it's all about, people. So it's all about. Should we get into the aliens a bit?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how I stand on it right away. I've always believed in aliens. As soon as the government got involved, they just confirmed everything I thought, and everything that comes out of their mouth from here on out, I think is complete and utter bullshit. That's my hot take. Clip it, send it to somebody. I think once they got involved, all they're trying to do now is control the narrative and then fear monger us into thinking all of a sudden all of these weird things are going to go on in the sky. No, fuck off.
I mean, they're prepping us with that. They got Steven Spielberg involved. He's doing his Disclosure movie. It's all prepping us. They already did the Leo DiCaprio movie with the meteor hitting and what do you got to do when nobody knows and you're just going to die. Nobody believes the science. So it's already been salted. Now we got the Disclosure stuff coming. But I mean, it makes total sense, Sharzy. And it's like, oh, yeah, let's open it up so everybody can know their DNA and we'll just scrape the data and find out where the aliens are hiding at and who has a higher propensity for DNA. I saw the other day that they found prayers to this young French woman. They found a young French woman who is one of the rare humans. I think they found like 5 in the last so many years, over like a long time, of that can literally build in her mind. Like it's basically like in her mind, like her mind's basically Minecraft, but like real. Like she can just build worlds in her head and go live and experience them and like trial run them. It's like trial reels on social media. You want to see how a reel performs? She can just sit down and be like, yeah, I want to maybe go to Harvard. Let me just play that out in my mind. And she can literally go there for any amount of time, play everything out, all the variables, what way to rearrange everything in her life. She has categorized in like file folders in her mind that she can pull out and read any day, remember exactly what happened, experience the taste, the smells, the butterfly, how it flew in the sun. That level of insanity detail in her mind. So it's like they're trying to find people like that. And it's that whole mutant thing, right? She's basically a mutant from X-Men.
And at this point I go, how much of this would I ever want to share with the public, right? Like, because if that's me, right? I don't want to say I don't know her story, so this isn't about her, but it's just kind of like if I'm having those experiences, I'm not submitting myself to people.
Right. That's why I'm surprised. Imagine the people that are out there that we don't know. I'm like, I'm worried for the girl. It's like 11 from what's it called? Stranger Things.
Yeah. Literally. No. Once again, it's like I've always like, once again, my idea of like when I told people like I just didn't believe in science or whatever, that was like last stream. But it was because of things like that. Like you're telling me you think we're the only, like religion too, like you're telling me you think we're the only things here that exist anywhere and everywhere. Like, get real. That's all I gotta say is like, get real. Like, it's impossible. You think that human beings are the only, like the most evolved thing ever? Like, talk about ego. Jeez.
There's so many dark rabbit holes this can take people down, and it's been part of my journey of like reading all the possible things that could be going on with the UFOs and stuff. And I don't want to freak anybody out, so I'm not going to go there too much. But basically, the gist is always the answer is just meditate. Right? The answer is always meditate, because it's about practicing being okay with what is. And if some of the shit that's coming ends up being something we got to be okay with what is, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But I know that it'll be happening for us, and that is the piece of it. Whatever be happening, it'll be happening for us and our highest good. Sometimes things scare the shit out of us that make us meditate, that make us work towards our highest good. That's kind of how the whole fear thing works. Eric is like, maybe I won't immerse myself. I meant immerse myself too much into the world because I'll be studied. LOL. Oh God, yeah, that's true, Erica. You do have a lot of sensitivities, girl. You might be finding out that you got some gifts. Keep those close to the vest, maybe, eh? I know you do, Sharzy. Of course you fucking do. They want to come study the Rumi of Rockford.
Here's the thing. Everybody has abilities.
Everybody.
Like, in a world in which we all want to be special, we are all special, but that doesn't make us special because all of us are special. We just aren't realized. Like, like we talk about like telepathy and psychic powers, like, and mediumship. Like, the thing is, like, everyone can do that. That's not like, I say that's not special. It's everyone can do that. Everyone has intuition. Everyone can read people's minds, and like, you can do that.
Take me to your leader. Oh God. It's so true, man. That's what's funny is like, you can't call yourself special because it's like literally we're all special, bro. We all just have different access to things at certain times when we come into this life. But that's what's so beautiful about that is like realizing that when you were one, it's like, well, then everybody's the same. It's like, no, man, you get to be the individual and know that you're still safe. Like, I want to talk about this a little bit. There's this beautiful in Sufi spirituality. That's like the mystical side of Islam. They have this I guess, idea or whatever thing to contemplate that's called Baka and Fana. I don't know what the means, but basically the first one, Baka, is like, as we talk about it, we're all one and we got to let go of the ego and merge back and everything. It's like, their whole premise is like, you can't merge until you become a total individual. It's so cool. It's like he was talking, like Osho was talking about, like Jesus, like he became so individualized that he merged. It's like it's the paradox. Like nobody's going to forget Jesus or Mandela or Gandhi. These people were so individual. But that's what led them to being one with all of us. It's that following that authenticity, that highest calling that comes through us, and just practicing acceptance that leads them to be super beautiful individual incarnations. But then that's what also allows them to kind of live in that permanent peace. It's a super cool premise, and I really like it because I knew you were gonna love it, Ben, because it honors the ego in the incarnation and the uniqueness so much as the actual path to eventually letting that go. So cool.
I know that's one of my things that I'm working on in my life, is truly learning how to authentically express myself and what that looks like and feels like. Because my entire life I've tried to make people like me, or try to blend in, or be a version of myself that people resonate with, yada yada yada. It's never been a true authentic expression of myself. And like what you're talking about is like, that does resonate with me. It's like,
right,
being in service to that. And I think, we're all doing that, and whatever that may look like. But yeah, no, I'm gonna chew on that for a couple days. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, look up Baka and Fana, just Baka and then Fana, and it's all Rumi stuff, and it's so cool. It's just that awesome paradox. Fana is the death before death, the complete annihilation of the ego and self, true self-control, restraint from desire. Whereas the Bana part. But yeah, just being such a individual that nobody else could be, not anybody else on this stream in the world could ever have your uniqueness, your lens. Nobody's ever looked out the window when you're driving with your grandpa 10 years ago and you saw a dog pissing on a fire hose, on a fire hydrant. Nobody's seen that exact slice of reality. And Michael Singer always jokes, it's like, what can change a whole life is, a girl and her brother in the back seat, and she decides to look left and look at her brother, and he giggles and they laugh and they have this great memory. Or she looks to her right and there's somebody gets T-boned out that window. And it's like, that one sliver of changing your angle of your head now has maybe a PTSD, trauma, all these things. That's how frivolous and unique our lives are. And you start to see that every little turn of your head is exactly how it's supposed to be for you to learn and wake up. And it's not always going to be easy, but things like that, those little visuals of like, you spill your coffee in the morning. Oh, I used to get so mad when I spilled milk or something. It's like, no, what is this? What is this showing me? And now am I going to show up a certain time to see someone else because that slowed me down? It's so fun. It gets so exciting. If everything's happening for me, what's going to happen next? What's the next lesson here?
That's one thing I go, oh, you never know what it saved you from. Oh, you never know why it's working for you. And then when I say that to people, my practice is, what could this save me from? What is this saving me from? Why is this working for me? It's not saving me from everything. Why is this working for me? One of the greatest examples I have is, I remember when I was living out in Colorado, I was driving home from my sister's apartment, and I lived about 25 minutes away. I lived up in Thornton while she lived in a town called Gun Barrel. It's right outside of Boulder. And I left, and I went a different way than I normally do. I hit a railroad or a train stop. I was like, okay. When I went across, I hit another one. I was like, what the fuck? I was then going down one of the highways, 20 Highway 25. And all of a sudden I look to my right, and there's a bald eagle literally parallel to my window. And I'm like, oh my God.
What?
I get off. I hit another railroad, stop it, or crossing, whatever. And I go, I trust whatever's happening. This is all, the eagle is, I get off my exit, and there was a massive crash. Fire trucks, ambulances, police cars. And it was like right a little bit after my grandfather passed. And I was like, okay, well, the eagle was my grandfather, or all of it, whatever it was. And I just go, that was my moment of, it's happening for me. So every time I hit a railroad crossing or something like that, I go,
Oh.
thank you. Now I say thank you anytime I hit a railroad crossing. Burnt toast theory.
You're inspiring, dude. This is how it works. I totally forgot about this that I wanted to share. And then you sharing that synchronicity. Remember I told the other day about that homeless guy named Curtis that seemed to come across my life to somewhat help. But what I learned was that you can't help people when they're not ready to be helped. And I learned that lesson kind of, right? I haven't seen him since that we stopped talking, all that, whatever, his phone bill ran out. I just talked about that the other day. Now, Ben knows, I'm not going to get too into the weeds, but I had a call this week with someone that I had to deliver some not so, kosher news to, basically, because it wasn't aligned anymore. So I go out and I decide to eat some pineapple before I go on this call. Just sit in the sun, eat some pineapple, get good setting intention for that call coming. I'm sitting there eating my pineapple. I look up. This motherfucker's walking across the street, looking right at me. And I feel my body contract of like, oh, this guy didn't want my help. He wasn't ready, all this stuff. And I'm like, whoa. And I just softened and he walked, and he's so cognitively, I think, whatever, if it's drugs or he's got damage, brain, he didn't recognize me, I don't think. Just looked at me and I kind of softened my gaze at him. And then he walked by and I just leaned back and I was just like, so I'm about to get on a call with someone that I'm letting go of working with, basically, because I know I can't help them. It's not my job to help them. It's not my place to help them. And that guy, out of all days, right before, when I didn't have to go out there and sit there and eat pineapple. I could have stayed in my office before and sat on my yoga mat. I went out there and he walks by. And I get the reminder of like, yeah, you can't help people unless they want to be helped. Don't help people unless they ask. Let them be. You cannot take away their suffering. So this homeless guy walks across the street looking like shit. Is the meat monkey spacesuit? He's fine. But just like my heart goes, ugh. But then I get on a call with someone and go, hey, it's not aligned anymore. And I'm going to move on. And like that was, like it's the same thing with the ego. It's all these things. You start to be, these things are happening around us every moment. But we're training our awareness to be able to notice. Fuck, it was powerful. I was just like, whoa.
It's a radio station, man.
We're tuning in. We're all just tuning into the different levels.
Jersey. My friend's brother used to live in Thornton and used to do 14-hour cannonballs to get a shit ton of stuff and do it all over again. Yeah, man, Colorado. Thornton. Yeah, I lived back there 2016. Very powerful. Absolutely. Like, The Observer, once again, like, I think there's this, I always have this thought in my mind that we're so good as human beings, some better than others, at recognizing patterns. That's what the brain and the mind does. It recognizes patterns. When you become the observer, you start to recognize the story it's telling. And when you start to recognize the story it's telling, you go, okay, well, I've created everything up to this point. What can I create next to observe? You are creating it to watch it. So I have this idea of like, what am I creating today that I'm going to watch in 2 days? What am I creating today that I'm going to watch 5 years from now? Like, you're constantly creating. So that moment of you working with that individual or sitting with that individual, helping that individual, you are creating that moment on the bench. The moment of, it's okay that he wasn't ready to be helped by me. I learned my lesson. Like, you were the creator of those moments. And I think that's where it gets really beautiful. And then once you realize that, you act with, what was the theme of this stream? Intention. You act and speak and think and feel and do everything with more intention.
More intention.
Because you're going to watch it. You're the creator. Woo!
I'm feeling so Brendan Zenkowski'd out.
Brendan Zenkowski'd.
We got a great clip coming this week from the Leave Old podcast where Brendan got mentioned because he came up in my consciousness talking about data collection and thinking we're falling off the path, but we're really just gaining more information. And there he is. Namaste.
Hey, Brendan.
There he is.
Welcome, my friend.
We got the frog out of the weeds.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you get a shout out. I think I say like, yeah, we get this guy in the community, Brendan Zankowski, we were talking about this week. I'm like, I'm all lighting up, but like he was talking, Brady was talking about when he first got hit with the members to this day, the pills hitting his hand. The doctor threw him the pack of pills, and that's what we were talking about, addiction and quieting our mind. It was beautiful, man. So that just made me think of you, dude. Glad to have you here. Hi, Brendan. I thought I read hi Brendoni there, but it's Brendan.
Brendoni.
Because of the exclamation mark. Hello, Brendan.
All the love. Yeah, if you haven't watched the Brady episode yet, I'll tell you what, man. What an absolute beauty Brady is. Mm-hmm. Brady is an absolute beaut. He the work he's doing, I know a lot of stuff he's doing with puck support, mental health, and things like that. I'm sure a lot of the people in here is not only just fans of you and the fans of hockey, they're familiar with Brady's story, but if you're not, make sure to check him out, show him some love, because he was an absolute gem for the podcast, and he really brought up a lot for us to talk about on After the Bell. So super thankful. And if you're looking to support him in any way and show him some love, just make sure to do that.
I think Brendan Zankowski originally found my channels and socials through Brady, so it's kind of like a full circle there. Now Brendan's getting talked about on the pod with him. That's kind of cool. And Brendan, what's with the Hedwig photo? I'm liking the snowy owl. Pretty badass there, man. I'm about that. Everybody's got their spirit animal. You know what mine is, that's for sure. What would you say yours is, Benjamin?
I always say it's an owl.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So when that popped up, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's like my favorite bird. I love owl. Like, I can't even think of a certain type of owl, but
you have a certain type. He has a snowy owl. What's your type?
I can't think of the name of it. That's why, like I said, like there was when I got engaged.
I know my owls.
Fuck. Hold on, I'll be able to tell you. Tell Sharzy about the entire episode, because he doesn't want you to
give it all away. Great horned owl. Those things are badass. That's the one I always think about.
There was an owl when I got engaged, and we were just getting ready to leave our Airbnb, and walked outside, and this owl was like right in front of us, and it just sat there, and it was. I sent it to my cousin, and he told me what the name of it was, because it's a. Or did he just call it? Was he just trying to say cool? Is there an XOOL? Maybe he was just trying to say cool. I thought it said Zool. Barred owls are cool. But anyway, owl.
Lorianne, yeah. I'm an elephant because I never forget. LOL. There you go, LA.
Hell yeah.
An elephant out there in BC.
One name Bender, Koch, the woods. Bender, I'm an elephant. Yeah. Elephants are so I don't know if anyone thinks this way, but like an animal I want to learn so much more about next is an elephant. I went down like a deep dive because my partner's like, she's an animal connoisseur. Like she'll always tell me all these things. So like big cats were something I really got into for a while. Elephants are the next one. I miss the talk, but I'm a crow. Hell yeah. Crows are so sick. So sick.
Crow, not a raven. Ravens like just badass giant crows.
Yeah. Those crows, they give like offerings and shit like that.
They're so freaking smart.
So smart. They get such a bad rap.
I don't get that. I don't like, just because they're black, it's like a black cat. Like, what the hell's wrong with the freaking crow? They're like legendary in Norse mythology and all that.
Trying to befriend a crow in the art. If you do, yeah, they'll start bringing you offerings and shit like that. And like, I think there's like the story about like bringing like marbles and stuff. Like, yeah, it's wild.
So smart. My mom's definitely a crow too. We could never go in the mall without stopping every jewelry window and looking at everything. She's sparkly.
Hell yeah. I'm no more of a boss. But yeah, Sharzy, make sure to check out that episode. It's sick.
Lance, I am married, materialistic. LOL. Hey, awareness. You got your awareness of it.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally okay. It's the attachment, though. Like, you can enjoy materialistic. I think, once again, my interpretation, we can enjoy materialistic things. Things are allowed to bring us joy. It's the attachment without them. If we feel less than empty and all those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
I want a flock of crows, but they are illegal to own. You know, it's not a flock.
What's it called?
Isn't it a murder?
Oh yeah, something I was gonna say. I thought it was like a gang or something.
Yeah, I think it's a murder.
That's really rough. Like, talk about painting something wrong.
I think that's what a group of them
They
is
are.
called.
A group of crows is famously called a murder. This haunting term stems from medieval folklore where their dark feathers and scavenging habits of the people associated them with death and bad omens. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. This is why we get conditioned to think death is bad. There's this beautiful post online of somebody who didn't understand art, and I never used to understand art, but it was in a museum, and it's a lamb mother standing over her deceased baby calf lamb, and she's crying, and there's all these crows stepping in because they want to do their thing and clean it all up. And it's just, they're not crows just being a crow. Somebody's got to eat it. Somebody's got to process that stuff. It's like wolves. Same thing with wolves. They've been killed off. My family's from homeland of Scotland. There's no more wolves. I think they're reintroducing them. Why? Because they just kill a cow here and there. Like, just get a better sheepdog. You're fine. Nothing's going to happen. They're not bad. They're not evil. Wolves have barely ever even attacked people. They're like orcas. They just don't fuck with people.
Mm.
Oh, Erica. I have a book about totem animals by Indigenous Man. He talks about 4 totem animals. Mine are red fox, barred owl, red hawk, orcas, or humpbacks. I think the whales will reveal themselves in the future. Lisa, I'm a koala bear. Eucalyptus is what they eat, and I buy anything that smells like that. That's the only thing they can eat. Literally, the only thing. You'll never find a koala eating anything else but eucalyptus leaves, which are poisonous, technically.
Oh,
2 crows is attempted murder. Even cooler, I'd raise them to do crimes like jewelry theft. I've snatched a few chains in my days. That doesn't surprise me at all, Sharzy. Does not surprise you. Go pawn those off right away or what? It sounds like dangerous shit to be doing in the hood. Are you all right over there?
Close call, man. We're the hammy was tightening up. We were getting we were getting a Charlie horse.
A cramp?
Yeah, gotta drink some water over here.
That's always funny about Charlie horses. My ex and me argued about this all the time for fun. It's like she always was under the impression that Charlie horse was like a cramp or whatever. I'm like, no, Charlie horse is like a very bad, deep bruise. What do you call for you as a Charlie horse a cramp?
Yeah.
See, everybody has different little names for things.
So what you think? You refer to it as like a deep muscle,
like when you
bone
punch somebody in the thigh, or you like when you're going to the back of the bus to take a piss, everybody Charlie horses you, or you get like a knee-on-knee quad, like it's like a quad contusion, like a really deep one. I've had them so bad where you look at my leg and there's nothing that looks wrong, but on the inside, my lining of the bone and muscle so inflamed I can't put my weight on my foot. Like it just Charlie horse is dead leg.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
Different names. So I think that's what we call it. So if like you punch someone in the arm, we call it like a dead arm.
Mm-hmm.
So dead leg. Yeah, that makes sense. We would Charlie horse each other. Lynn's, I'm so glad I caught that. Yeah. That's interesting. I love when people refer to things in different ways and stuff like that.
Lorianne, I caught it too. It just Lynn's is like into criminal defense stuff and all that stuff. That probably wanted to make her laugh. The 2 crows is attempted murder.
I like that.
Oh, Jonathan Andrews in the house. Namaste, brother. We are one. My brother is my brother's dear friend, who is a brother of mine. Out there in Bradford. Namaste, brother. It's the first time I've seen you join the stream. Welcome in, Jonathan. Hope you're well, my man. Hope you and the family are well.
Oh, damn.
My brother is coming home, so he might be seeing Jonathan. Maybe that's why Jonathan's hopping in. My brother's coming home June 5th, I believe. Flight is booked. Ian is coming on home, so maybe he's going to be sitting here for a stream. Who knows?
Right on. Dude, time flies. I can't believe it's 8:53 already.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jonathan, namaste, brother. Namaste. I know, it always goes fast. We're just out here vibing. I love the intention. That was Ben, everybody. Ben had an intention to bring on the stream and get the chat popping. When it's always best when we're all leaning into the love and light. We're all sharing. We're all being vulnerable. So we'll have to think of something on Tuesday, because we'll let this cook. This intention night, we'll let this cook to see and revisit the next Sunday. See how everybody did with their intentions. Lisa loved the topic. Let's go. So maybe we should have kind of themes like that. Maybe I got to think of one for tomorrow. Interesting. Oh, and Sean Scahan. Namaste, brother. We are one. Former Minnesota Wild strength coach when I was there. Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shares, you could be rich if you got a stockpile of cubic zirconia. Shares, he's always just on side quests in the chat here. Linz, thank you for handing me the shovel to dig inside my brain. Ooh, that was well put.
You know what? I do love the way you put that. I didn't do any of the digging. Just handed you a shovel, and we worked together.
Mm-hmm. I love. It's going to be easy, but put a little work with the shovel, and maybe find something down there.
Linz, are you a writer?
It's good, eh?
Because you said enchanted. Like the way you think is very interesting to me. I think you just have a beautiful. I think everyone has a beautiful way. Like I'm really resonating with the way you're like chatting. She should be. Yeah, I love the way your mind works.
Sean, former strength coach, he asked me to explain what namaste means, and he just said namaste, brother, to me. We are one, brother. Let's go. I love it. I love when people start integrating the love and light lingo.
I do. This is going to be a throwback for you. I think it's when you were helping out with Owen Sound or the attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were just starting really being consistent on your stories. And you go namaste, and you do. I forget what you would say though. What would you say? You go
namaste, fellow, or namaste. We are no. What did I say? Oh, as always.
Namaste, as always.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, because I've always been someone to say like, and I go as always, sending love. So every time I now say it, I think of you and going namaste, as always.
My buddy Ryan literally sends me voice notes every week. He's like, as always. He thinks it's so fucking funny. It comes through. I didn't decide that. It just happens.
Oh, dude, is it Ryan Phillips? Ryan Phillips was in my Instagram.
Yeah.
He on the live. I didn't get to say hi to him. Damn, my bad, brother.
Beauty.
He's not there anymore. But
yes, Linz is very poetic. Teachers loved her writing. That makes a lot of sense. Lorianne, I used what I have learned here. Came across people who did me wrong at track today. I handled them with love and light forgiveness. Wow.
Throw the lights.
Let's go, Lorianne. Come on, elephant girl. That's amazing. That's impressive and proud of you.
Elephant girl.
Well, hello there. Fellow namaste to you and yours as oh, that's what it was. See, Linz remembers. Well, hello there, fellow soul. Namaste to you. That's in my song, right?
And then because you said the players always say something, so you go as always.
Can't help it. Can't stop the love and light. It's just gonna do what it do. Peace. Namaste, Sean. Have a great night, brother. Ryan Manley, he also loved the as always a lot. He always would just message me as always. It's almost like you can just cut the rest of it. Just as always, we're one. Yeah, as always.
Grateful for you all. Grateful for you, Corey.
Yes. And Corey, what gender is Corey?
It's female.
There we go.
And I say it that way because I'm judging myself. And thank you for being such a good sport. And if I make the mistake in the process again, you can call me a jerk.
Oh,
it's never intentional.
Lisa Jude says it's on my favorites. My song's her favorite song. I appreciate you, Lisa Jude. Thank you so much. My favorite, I do like my song for sure, but the song "Sunshine" by my brother and his friend Stefan, our brother from Iceland. My mom finally just like their music is like there's levels to it. Like you could listen to it, like, oh, that's kind of neat, but like when you really start to listen and you start to do the work, I'm like, Mom, you think the song's good now? She's like, I'm really starting to get this song. I'm like, oh, you think it's good now? There's many lyrics you're not at yet of understanding. Wait till you listen to this a year from now. You're going to be mind blown. It's like, it's literally the whole song is just like, it's already done. I work for the love and light. The love and light is all there is. Like, it's so nice. That's my favorite one, but I appreciate you guys. May the love and light know its power. That was Corey Cooper's coined term, a way of saying and honoring who's channeling it. Thank you for tonight. Delicious Meat Monkey Spacesuits. Good night, everyone. Oh, Ank5310 hanging out in the background. Namaste. Glad you were able to join too. I love it. Sharzy, just remember I'm not shooting for the moon and the stars, just Uranus. Okay, Sharzy. That is duly noted, Sharzy. Duly noted. Great stream. Together we are one. Together we can't stop anything. Let's go. Sharzyisms 110. What a stream, people. Ben, thank you so much for coming in, my man. It's never a dull moment around you. I feel so at peace. I feel so appreciated always and loved and just so happy to be on this journey with you, brother, with everybody in here.
I thank you. I appreciate everybody for allowing me to be in this space. Appreciate you, my friend, and appreciate for everybody setting intentions, hanging out, whether you were jumping in, talking, or just hanging out in the background. Your presence cannot be missed. It is always here. Thank you so much, Ben, Dana, Erica Lovely, Lorianne, Linz, everybody, Corey.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Enjoy Tombstone, Dana. That's a hell of a place. I very much like it. Okay, taking it out with Ben's tune. Namaste.